Hi everyone and welcome to another video from Danka Praktik. In this video you will see how to clean a wood burning stove. This is important to know if you want to properly maintain your stove and avoid problems when using it. Although your stove may not be the same as this one, the basic principle for cleaning is the same for almost every wood burning stove, and this video should help regardless of the manufacturer. So stay tuned.
Danka Praktik.
If you have little or no experience around wood-burning stoves, it would be good to watch our previous videos where we explain the basics of a wooden stove, how it works, as well as how to start, maintain, and put out a fire, but also how to use this kind of stove for cooking. You can also see how to prepare firewood and kindle. If you want to watch these videos, click on the links in the description. If you have a wood-burning stove, it's necessary to know how to clean it, especially if you use it on a regular basis. Without knowing this, the stove will eventually get all clogged up and be essentially useless. The heating will get weaker and weaker, and eventually you won't be able to start the fire at all. Cleaning is needed since over time, deposits of ash, cinder, and dust stick to the inner parts of the stovepipe, and the other parts blocking the proper airflow. And without proper airflow, using this kind of stove is impossible. We've mentioned this in one of our previous videos about how a wood burning stove works. So in the long run, no cleaning means no heat. The most important safety precaution would be to do this only when the stove is cold and there is absolutely no fire in the firebox. Any other way is not safe nor possible, and you can cause a serious accident. For instance, we do the cleaning early in the morning before starting the fire. You can use some gloves and a protective mask just in case, although to be honest and from personal experience it isn't necessary. Ash and cinder are essentially harmless. But if you want to keep your hands clean, use the gloves, and if you want to avoid accidentally inhaling the dust and ash, use the mask. Also, you won't need any protective clothing, but best wear a work suit or something old since you're bound to get dirty. For cleaning a wood-burning stove, at least from our experience, all you'll need is a brush, dustpan, and a bucket for the ashes and dust. It would be best if all of these tools are already used, since the ashes and dust are hard to clean afterwards and tend to leave permanent marks on the brush, pan, and bucket. Besides this, you may need the ash scraper that comes with the stove tool set, as well as a steel brush. Of course, a very good, convenient, and faster alternative to all this is a vacuum cleaner made specifically for this purpose, but since we're showing you the basics, we'll do it the old-fashioned way. We're going to show you the two basic types of cleaning that you'll be doing. The quick cleaning, done on a regular basis, and the thorough cleaning, which is essentially a part of regular maintenance. Quick cleaning. This kind of cleaning consists of cleaning only the ashtray and firebox. It is meant to be done frequently. The firebox should be cleaned before starting the fire, and the ashtray should be emptied when full. Regarding the firebox, you should push the ashes through the grill at the bottom into the ashtray and make way for proper airflow. The best tool for this job is the ash scraper from the tool set, but you can also do it with a piece of paper or a brush if you have one at hand. After that, check the ashtray. If it's full, it should be taken out, emptied, and returned back. When making a thorough cleaning, you'll have to dismantle some parts of the stove. Having this in mind, it would be good to watch this part of the video to the end and see if you might need help and company to do this, since some parts of the stove are heavy and unwieldy. Also, if the stove is in the household and you have, for instance, furniture or a carpet near the stove, maybe best protect them with some kind of foil or paper just in case. Ashes and cinder tend to leave nasty stains which are pretty hard to get rid of later. Now for the procedure. Clean the firebox and empty the ashtray. Just like with quick cleaning, get all the ashes out of the firebox and if needed, empty the ashtray. Remove and clean the stovepipe. First, remove and dismantle the stovepipe. The best way to do this is to pull it out of the wall connector and then from the stove. Sometimes you'll have to move the whole stove so you can pull the pipe from the wall. Be careful when you get the pipe out to turn it in such a way that the debris does not fall to the floor. Best do the cleaning outside as there will be dust everywhere. For cleaning, best use a brush. You can use the one from the dustpan, but a better solution is a chimney brush if you have one. Scrape and brush until the inside of the pipe is clean. Remove and clean the working surface. This is the part where you may need help since, at least with this stove, the working surface is pretty big and heavy. In this case, first take off the round burner part so it doesn't accidentally fall off. After that, take off the smaller and then the bigger part of the working surface. Take everything outside and clean it, best with a steel brush. Clean the inner parts of the stove. Take the brush and dustpan and clean the ashes, dust and cinder. Remove as much as possible. The more you get out, the less cleaning there will be in the future. Pay extra attention to vital parts of the airflow like the air vents. Know that lots of these stoves, like on this one, have various other openings and doors for cleaning the ashes. Here it's located just under the oven. Be sure to check these openings, clean them and close afterwards. Once everything is nice and clean, do the same just in reverse order. Return the working surface. After you've cleaned everything, return the working surface. In this case, it's done in reverse order: bigger part first, smaller part second, and finally the burner. Make sure they all fit properly and that the rope-like gasket under it is in place. This is important to avoid any leaking smoke and assure proper airflow. Return the stovepipe. Put the pipe together and return it on the stove. Best put it on the stove first and then plug it into the connector. Again, you may have to move the whole stove to get the pipe in place. Clean all the stove surfaces. To finalize the cleaning, it would be good to clean the working surface, but all the other surfaces too, especially the oven, for instance. This is mainly for hygienic, but also for aesthetic purposes. You should especially do this if you frequently use the stove for cooking. You can use some kind of stove cleaner, but a combination of washing detergent and warm water will do just fine. For rubbing, use some kind of sponge or scrubber that isn't too abrasive so you don't accidentally damage the paint on the stove. The final result is a nice, clean, and most importantly, fully functional stove. Know that thorough cleaning is done more rarely. In our case, for a heating season, that lasts roughly 5 to 6 months, this cleaning is done 2 to 3 times. This of course all depends on what kind of wood or other fuel is used, the intensity of the fire, and other important factors. Once the cleaning is done, best start a fire and see if everything is okay. Check is smoke leaking anywhere, that the airflow is okay, and that the fire burns normally. If not, wait until the fire goes out and the stove cools down and check once again is everything in place and that you've mounted everything correctly. If everything is okay and the fire isn't burning properly, then you should probably check when you cleaned the chimney last time. Know that if it's clogged, you'll always have problems starting and maintaining a fire. That's it for this time. We hope the video helps. Please like and subscribe, it's a huge help for what we're doing. Thanks for watching and thanks for your time.